What's going on, guys? It's Afraid Not, and I'm bringing you my thoughts of the Xbox One. As some of you may know, I went out last night and I went to the Xbox One tour. Me and a buddy, we went and we actually got hands-on with the Xbox One. If you've been following me on Twitter, you'll know that I absolutely love it. I just wanted to go over a few things that I really enjoyed and some of the games that I played. And a quick word on the gameplay, it's nothing really exciting. I think I tried to break the 40 mark, but I couldn't quite get there. I think I got 37 and 4, something like that. I know some of you aren't the biggest fans of Modern Warfare 3. It's just a game that I've been playing quite a lot just to get used to the engine because of Call of Duty Ghost being on an Infinity Ward engine. It's a game I've been playing quite a lot, so obviously I've got on my hard drive plenty of gameplay. So yes, the Xbox One is big. I couldn't quite believe the size of it. When I went in there and I saw it for the first time, I thought, wow, that is big. It reminds me of like a VCR. I don't know if any of you guys know what a VCR is. It's going back to the 90s where you used to put videos in. It's about that kind of size, so it is very big. Make sure if you are thinking of buying one, make sure you've got room on your shelf for it. It is a big machine. The next thing I noticed was the controller. The controller felt great. It really did. It was as soon as I picked it up, it felt right. Maybe that's because it isn't that much different to the 360 one, but where the finger indents are actually on the controller, they were just in the right places. It felt absolutely great. It was very slick, very smooth. It didn't seem with the triggers that they were that big, like on the 360. If you had to pull them back quite far to be able to shoot a gun, etc. But it felt more like a button. I know it's not a button. There were triggers, but they seemed like that you didn't have to pull them that far back, so that was really good. It was a plus for them. The thumbsticks were a lot different. They felt like the PS3 ones. They were very loose. They didn't have much resist to it like they do the 360, which I do like. I think for FPS games that's going to be a major advantage, so that's again a really good plus. The games that I played were Battlefield 4, FIFA 14, Rise Son of Rome, Dead Rising 3 and Forza 5. They did actually have Zoo Tycoon, which I looked at but I didn't play, and they had a Connect game. I think it was like Connect Adventures 2, something like that. I spent most of my time at the event playing FIFA 14, which was different, don't get me wrong. It had little features, nothing too major to make it a total different game, but it had little features that they threw in from the 360 version to make it a lot more of a realistic experience. For instance, I don't know if you guys play FIFA a lot, but sometimes when the ball goes out of play, your player will run down and try and find the ball. Sometimes it can take a good few seconds for him to recover the ball, but when the ball went out of play, when I was playing last night, you had like a little ball boy throw a ball to the guy, and it was like really nice little touches. Again, it's not innovative, it's not totally different to the version that you've already got, but it does make a little difference, just throws that little bit of realism in there. I also played Battlefield 4. This was a bit different because you could only play one game at a time, so it wasn't something that you could just sit there and play for ages and ages. But we played a totally new map, totally different to the beta, new map. It was like a domination game. It was a really, really fun map actually. I really enjoyed it. Obviously I played one game whilst there, so that took about 20 minutes. Yeah, it looks great, and 60 frames per second it is, so it felt like Call of Duty, where normally when I go onto Battlefield 3 on the 360 I would go to the sensitivity, I would put it up to sort of 50-60 to make it feel a little bit like Call of Duty, but I put it up to about 40 I think on the Xbox One yesterday. And it was stupid. It was so sensitive, it was unbelievable. So I had to put it back down to 20. So, yeah, no, it was really fun. The choice of guns on there were unbelievable. There were so many different guns I could use. Again, it's not like a limited beta. It was almost the full game, but only on one map. So, yeah, it was good. Really, really fun. Next game I played was Rise Son of Rome. Now this is the new one, new franchise, new series to the Xbox. It's exclusive to the Xbox, I believe. I think it is exclusive. Yeah, that was really fun. It's like a gladiator game. I don't know if you guys ever watched the Gladiator. It was like that. It was in the Colosseum. I think it was like a survival waves. You had to survive the waves of enemies that were coming in. You had to destroy a few things. It was really fun. And yeah, the finishing moves on it were brilliant. Like you would tap away at the X button to do your like normal attack moves, and then when they get weak enough you can actually pull off a finishing move on them, which you pull the right trigger, and some of the moves were unbelievable. So yeah, no, really good, really fun game. I think you guys will enjoy it. If you're into that kind of hack and slash sort of genre, then yeah, this game is going to be really good for you. I then played Forza 5, again a game that I'm not really into. I do like racing games, don't get me wrong, but it's one of those games genres that I'll pick up, I'll play for a day and never pick it up again until, you know, I next fancy it, I suppose, like, which could be, you know, 2-3 months later. But one thing I will say about Forza 5 is the amount of detail in the graphics is unreal. It really is. I was looking over the shoulder of someone playing and they was in the cockpit view, so you could see all the details on the dashboard. It was absolutely unbelievable. Really nice looking game. I actually sat down and had a game myself, and it was a bit weird. I set off down my first race, come to the first corner, and I went to brake, and the car started sliding, and it sent this horrible shocking like vibration into my left. Obviously the left trigger would be brake, so when it starts sliding, or if you do a wheel spin on the other side, it will start. It's weird because the controllers have got inbuilt vibration things actually inside the trigger, so you really do feel it. It's weird. It took me by surprise at first, but when you get used to it, it's actually a really nice touch to it. So really nice game to play. And the last game I played was Dead Rising 3, which was a lot of fun. It's one of the, when I looked at it first and it showed you the first trailer on the Xbox One reveal, it looked really serious, looked like a real serious game. And I know, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of Dead Rising, never played the first two, but I know that it's just based around a lot of fun. You make a load of little gadgets, you make loads of weapons, you know, bind weapons together and just have lots of fun, like dealing with hordes upon hordes of zombies. But this was nothing like. This was exactly the same. When I watched the trailer at first, it didn't look like it was that way. It looked like it was a bit more of a serious zombie survival horror game. But when I played it, again, it was just a load of fun. It was exactly the same as what I've seen of the first two games. So you haven't got to be worried about that. If you were slightly worried that they've gone down that road of a serious road, they haven't. It's still lots of fun. So definitely worth looking into. So on a whole, it was a really good event. I'm so happy that I went. I can't bring myself to put on the 360 at the moment, purely because I know it's just a step backwards from what I was playing last night. So if you enjoyed the video, please leave a rating, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.